Hello, my name is Samantha Williams, and this presentation is about distance and interpersonal communication ethics. In this presentation, I will explain what interpersonal communication ethics is and the importance of distance in interpersonal communications. I will also show a clip from the movie Big Fish and explain how this movie and this clip is related to distance and interpersonal communication ethics. Interpersonal communication ethics is about promoting and protecting the good in a relationship. This communication ethics theory centers around the relationship and the responsibility each person takes to nurture the relationship. Interpersonal communication nourishes the relationship in order to bond responsibility between persons, not to further careers or advanced agendas. It focuses on helping keep the good of the relationship. If the focus turns to what is best for a business, a deal, a client, or what one can gain from something, the communication ethics changes from interpersonal to something else. Interpersonal communication also studies in ways the boundaries of a relationship. A part of distance in interpersonal communications is not overstepping the boundaries or rushing too quickly to a finish line. These can weaken a foundation of a relationship and create cracks that can take away from the good of that relationship. Distance is an important factor for interpersonal communication ethics. It is said that relationships need space for growth and change, and that distance helps us see the bigger picture. We cannot use the same form of communication with all relationships, and in order to know what works best for certain relationships, one must take a step back and look at the details as a whole picture instead of singular entities. Distance can also help lessen the amount of demands on a relationship. In order for the given good of a relationship to be protected, there must be balance. There cannot be one person demanding more from the other side of the relationship. It causes strain, and the structure can weaken and the good can disappear. Distance also permits each person to stay within the confines of the relationship and to not overrun reality or to overstep the boundaries of the given relationship. The text gives the example of a son asking his father, "Are you my friend?" The father answers yes, but is quick to correct himself and say, "You can count on me as your friend unless I must choose between friendship and being your dad. If I must lose your friendship to help you as your dad, I will do so without a blink." The given good of this relationship is that the father will do all that he can to protect and love his child, and sometimes that means not being the friend the son might want. The distance created for this relationship would for the father not to overstep the boundaries of being the father and move into just being the friend. That can cause tension on the good and tension within the relationship. I'll show a scene from the movie Big Fish. In this scene, we see the son telling a story to his father. This illustrates the son finally seeing the good behind the stories his father told him and the important gift his father has been sharing from the very beginning. This clip is the product of distance being given to a relationship. It illustrates the good that has been protected by giving a relationship distance.
Bye, everybody. Farewell, I'm Jack. My girl in the river.
Big Fish is a movie that revolved around the relationship between a father and a son. Throughout the movie, we see a dozen different stories that the father has told the son over the years. The son is not a fan of his father's stories at first because they remind him that his father was absent, and he also has certain assumptions that come along with the story, with the different stories his father has told. As the movie continues on, the father grows more ill, and the son is forced to take a different look at his father, their relationship, and the stories that he grew up with. We soon see the son stepping away from the negative thoughts that he has always had towards his father in these stories, and really looking past the minute details to the bigger pictures. The son distances himself mentally so that he can look at the bigger picture of his and his father's relationship. In the clip, we see the son embracing his father's stories and having a better understanding of why his father would have told these stories. By taking a step back and creating a distance between himself and his father, he is able to realize that his father told the stories to give his son a little bit of adventure, a little bit of laughter and fun. It was also a way of taking things that may have not been the best moments in life or the most exciting and making them something worthwhile. After this clip, at the very end of the movie, when the funeral happens, we also see that the son comes to the funeral and he gets to meet characters from his father's stories. And though they are not exactly as his father would say, like the Siamese twins, or conjoined twins, they're actually two twins, and he sees them at first almost as conjoined because of the way that the women are standing, and then as he moves, he sees they're two separate. So this is also a conclusion that shows that you can take the father's stories and look at the bigger picture and see that he wasn't lying. He was expressing himself in a way that would create good memories for him and his son, that created a good in itself. And the good of the relationship, the given good for this father and this son, is that the son can now pass the adventurous stories down to his own children and be able to show them a little bit of happiness and get them to embrace excitement in the world and seeing things in a different light. In conclusion, distance is not always a physical step back from a relationship, but can be a mental break or distancing so one can see the forest for the trees. It can also be a person stepping away from a boundary and not crossing a line that could damage the good in a relationship. Thank you.